Hi guys, welcome! So far, we've explored all the Warlock, Royal Guard, Archbishop, Ranger, Shura, Shadow Chaser, and Mechanic skills. If you haven't seen my previous skills demos, I'll have the videos linked down below. This time, we'll focus our attention on the new Runic skills. In this video, I'll be featuring my guildmate Pusheeniper as we explore all the Runic skills and demonstrate each one in action. We'll take a look at the new dragon skills like Dragon Howling and Dragon Breath, offensive skills like Phantom Thrust and 100 Spears, and all the other buff, passive, and runestone related skills. Alright, without further ado, let's begin. Let's start with a set of skills centered around the Runic's mount, the Dragon. First off, we have Dragon Training. This is a passive skill which will allow Runites to mount dragons. Riding dragons would increase attack speed, increase Dragon Breath damage, and increase size modifier effects of the spear weapon. At skill level 5, attack speed will increase by 10%, Dragon Breath damage will increase by 25%, and size modifier effects of spears will increase by 100% against monsters of any size, meaning your attacks will have no size penalty. Up next, we have the crowd control skill, Dragon Howling. This is an active skill which would have a % chance to inflict the fear status to up to 8 nearby enemy units for 8 seconds. At skill level 5, we would have a 100% chance to fear enemies. Let's try it out. Here we can see that Dragon Howling displays our target enemies, making them unable to control their characters. Because this can affect multiple targets, this can be used as a crowd control skill for the War of Imperium. In addition, the fear effect cannot be broken even if the target is attacked. However, note that you cannot continuously inflict the fear status on the same target. Up next, we have the offensive skill, Dragon Breath. This is an AoE skill that deals fire damage to enemies within range with a % chance to burn. Note that the damage is based on a combination of physical attack and magic attack damage. At skill level 10, there is a 100% chance to burn enemies. Note that the HP Alight status will increase damage by 20%, and every 10 bit will increase damage by 1%. Let's try it out. Here we can see that Pusheeniper is able to damage multiple targets using the Dragon Breath skill. As we can see from Pusheeniper's screenshot, the AoE range is large and is quite similar to the size range of Meteor Storm. Upon trying it out, here we can demonstrate that Dragon Breath has a chance to burn targets. Notably, Dragon Breath can be used in combination with HP Alight, which would increase the Dragon Breath damage by 20%. Here is Pusheeniper's damage without HP Alight, and here it is with HP Alight. Furthermore, another possible skill combo would be the addition of Magnum Break, which would give additional 20% damage. Upon trying it out, here is the damage of Dragon Breath alone, and here is the damage with HP Alight and Magnum Break. We can see that these active buffs further increase the Dragon Breath damage. This is a suitable combo if you'd want a big burst damage for PvP. Aside from this skill's potential in PvP, Dragon Breath is the main farming skill for Rune Knights. Note that with 60 dexterity, Dragon Breath would have no cast. In terms of equipment, this skill would benefit from ignore defense items. The ideal weapon is a double-slotted +10 or +15 Lance of Dragon Tamer because of the various Dragon Breath bonus effects. This can be used for WoW, PvP, and possibly against MVPs as well. The budget grinding weapon option is a double-slotted or single-slotted Ivory Lance. Notably, the Fire Elf card will give additional 10% damage to Dragon Breath. Just a side note, this skill cannot be used while on a Peko Peko. For the runes, we have the Dragon Breath Strong, which will increase Dragon Breath damage by 6%. There are 8 runes for this, giving us a total of 48% additional damage. Aside from these runes, remember that Dragon Training would enhance the Dragon Breath damage by 25%. Later, as we go along, we'll cover a few other skills and runes that will strengthen the Dragon Breath damage. Lastly, for the dragon-related skills, we have Dragon's Protection. This is a passive skill that will increase fire damage and reduce fire damage taken while riding a dragon. At skill level 5, there will be a 5% increase in fire damage and a 10% fire damage taken reduction. Since this enhances fire damage, this passive would be a good supplement to Dragon Breath and all other skills that are fire converted. The Dragon's Protection Fire Immunity rune will give additional 2% fire damage taken reduction. There are 3 runes for this, giving us a total of 6% reduction in fire damage taken. Alright, up next we have 2 offensive skills, starting with Phantom Thrust. This is a single target skill that will attack an enemy at a distance and will pull it close. Note that this skill requires a spear to be equipped. At skill level 10, 860% of physical attack damage will be dealt. Upon trying it out, we can see that Phantom Thrust pulls the target in closer. This skill would mainly find utility in PvP as it can be used to chase down enemies. It is possible to increase the range of Phantom Thrust by unlocking the Phantom Thrust range runes, which will give additional 0.5 meters range for this skill. There are 5 runes for this, which will give us additional 2.5 meters range. Up next, we have 100 Spears. This is a single target skill that will stab an enemy, dealing physical attack damage with a % chance to trigger Spiral Pierce level 20. At skill level 10, this will deal 1260% physical damage with a 30% chance to trigger Spiral Pierce. Let's try it out. Here we can see that at some instances the damage reflected is doubled. The extra damage is a Spiral Pierce being triggered. 100 Spears is mainly used for small and medium MVPs. The ideal weapon for 100 Spears is a double-slotted +10 or +15 Vilcus arm. The budget option is a double-slotted halberd. The suitable cards for both is a combination of the Desert Wolf card, an Element card, or a Racial card. As for the runes, there are 2 sets of runes for 100 Spears. First, 100 Spears Strong will increase the damage by 6%. There are 5 runes for this, giving us a total of 30% additional damage. Second, we have the 100 Spears Spiral rune, which will give additional 3% chance to trigger Spiral Pierce. There are 5 runes for this, giving us a total of 15% additional chance. If we add this to the 30% chance given by 100 Spears level 10, we'd have a 45% total chance to trigger Spiral Pierce. Alright, now we're moving on to the buff skills. First off, we have Enchant Blade. This is an active buff which will allow auto attacks and bashes to deal magic attack damage. At skill level 10, auto attacks and bashes will deal 100% of magic attack damage for a duration of 180 seconds. This will add your magic attack to your auto attacks and bash, dealing higher overall damage. Upon trying it out, here is Pusheeniper's bash damage without the Enchant Blade buff. And here is the increased damage with the Enchant Blade buff. Unlocking the Enchant Blade Transform rune will give extra 5% magic attack. There are 5 runes for this, giving us a total of 25% additional magic attack. Up next, we have Sink or Swim. This is an active skill which will reduce the magic defense to 0 in exchange for magic attack. At skill level 5, every point of magic defense lost will increase magic attack by 1.5 for a duration of 30 seconds. The higher the MDef, the higher the magic attack gained. This can be used in combination with Dragon Breath or Enchant Blade. Upon trying it out, here is Pusheeniper's bash damage without Sink or Swim, and here's the damage with Sink or Swim. The additional magic attack converted is translated as additional damage. Unlocking the Sink or Swim Steadfast runes will give plus 10% magic defense reduction while retaining the increase in magic attack. There are 4 runes for this, giving us less 40% MDef reduction. This means we will retain a certain percentage of our magic defense while getting the benefit of increased magic attack. Note that although the description in the rune says magic attack reduction, it actually refers to the magic defense. Next, we have the passive skill Deepen Damage. This will give a mark to a target which can stack up to 5 times for 10 seconds. If the enemy is marked, Runic Spear skills will deal extra damage. At skill level 5, each stack increases the damage by 7%. As we can see here, Pusheeniper's damage increases per hit as this passive stacks. Because each stack increases the damage by 7%, we can have a total of 35% additional damage at max stack. Note that this will not work on auto attacks. It will only trigger on spear skills like Pierce and 100 Spears. This can be useful for higher MVPs like Stormy Knight, Garm, and Time Holder. Alright, another unique feature of the Rune Knight is the ability to craft their very own rune stones using the skill Rune Mastery. At skill level 5, the chance for success for crafting rune stones increases by 50%. Note that the success rate is also increased by int and strength. There are 6 rune stones that we can craft. Runestone Hagalas will reduce the attack and magic attack of the target you hit by 10% for 5 seconds. The runestone will have a duration of 3 minutes. Runestone Isia will increase the effect of HP recovery items and healing received by 30% for 3 minutes. This can be useful for PvP, WoW, and MVP hunts. Notably, this can be used during MVP hunts where high healing is required to mitigate the damage like the curse effect from the Time Holder. Runestone No Siege will remove all negative effects and will allow the Rune Knight to be immune for 5 seconds. This has a cooldown of 30 seconds. This can be useful during PvP, WoW, MVP battle, or MVP hunts. This finds utility during those crucial moments when you have to secure the last hit and would want to avoid or eliminate crowd control effects from either monsters or players. Runestone Theresis will give plus 10 strength and plus 20% critical damage for 3 minutes. This is useful for MVP hunts because of the plus 10 strength. Furthermore, this is also beneficial for the Agi Crit Rune Knight because of the added 20% crit damage. Runestone Urge will restore 100 SP for every 5 seconds for 8 minutes. And finally, Runestone Verkana will give plus 200 defense and plus 50 magic defense for 3 minutes. To supplement Rune Mastery, we have the same name passive which will increase int and runestone duration. At skill level 10, int will be increased by 10 and runestone duration will be increased by 100%. Unlocking the Rune Mastery Lengthened Rune will increase the runestone duration by 5%. There are 4 runes for this, giving us a total of 20% additional duration. Lastly, for the Runic Skills, we have the passive Power of Rune. This will increase magic attack for 60 seconds every time a runestone is used. This effect can stack up to 3 times. At skill level 10, the magic attack will increase by 100 points. This passive synergizes with Enchant Blade, which will allow auto attacks and bashes to deal magic attack damage. Thus, this passive can be useful for bash and Agi Crit builds. Furthermore, this can also benefit the Dragon Breath build as the damage of Dragon Breath is a combination of physical and magic attack. Alright, so far we've gone through all our newly unlocked Runic skills. I hope this video was helpful in giving us an idea on how all the Runic skills work. Make sure to stay tuned for our last 2 skills demo videos. Special thanks to my guildmate Pusheeniper for his substantial contribution in the making of this demo. Alright, that's it for this video guys. Don't forget to like if you enjoyed watching this guide. If you're new here, I would love you to consider subscribing by hitting the subscribe button down below. I would love to have you back. Thank you for watching and see you in our next episode.